Is it finally time to ditch 1Password? Or if you don't use 1Password, then the password manager of your choice in favor of Apple's very own Passwords app? Personally, I've been a paying 1Password customer for years and years and years now. And for the most part, I mean, I've been fairly happy with it. I actually use it for all of our family passwords and stuff. So, it's been one of those tools. I don't know if you ever have this where you get into it and you get so immersed and you get all entrenched and everybody else is all entrenched that you're like, that seems like a huge pain to even think about switching. But on the other hand, when Apple debuted the new Passwords app with passkeys and some of this cool new password management technology that they've got, combined then with the fact that you can create temporary emails and use Face ID. And then, yeah, they finally came out with an actual app so you don't have to dig around in your settings to find all your passwords. I'll admit, I did start thinking, is it worth the pain of figuring out how to switch and dealing with the actual transition, especially if it means I can save some money, don't have to pay anymore. I hate subscriptions. Everything's a subscription now. This is a surprisingly heated debate if you've been paying attention at all. Some people are all about it. They're like, definitely switch. One-time code generation is awesome. Passkeys are awesome. And then other people are like, no, this is not robust enough yet to replace my password manager. And so you should stay away, you should wait, never adopt something right off the bat, give it a little time. Be careful about jumping ship too fast, let other people be the guinea pig. Well, here's the thing, yeah, Apple's thing is free and it seamlessly works with all your Apple devices, easy to use, but it has some lacking advanced features like no SSH keys, cross-platform sharing that could use some work. And funnily enough, some people do have security concerns compared to dedicated solutions. Simplification though, I gotta say, I've made lots of trade-offs when it comes to Apple stuff over the years for the convenience, for the simplicity. Here's just one example of many, okay? Is when Apple came out with their new free Final Cut app, which I ended up making a whole course about to show people how to use it because it's free and it's awesome. You might as well use it, especially if a pro iPhone. It's lacking some features compared to some of the more established, cinematography apps out there, but it was free. So I'm not paying a subscription to like Filmic Pro or something like I used to. It was like $7 a month or something. Some company bought it and upped the subscription. And I was like, well, forget it. And now Apple has like a cool way to let you shoot multicam, with several iPhones, which we were like, well, that's really expensive. I'm kind of getting off topic here. But actually, comparatively, an iPhone can be had for much less than like a dedicated, camera body with the interchangeable lenses and whatnot. So I did make that switch, and guess what? I'm shooting with it right now. No one even says anything. They're like, Chris, you're not on your old Sony cameras. Like, what the heck? It looks really bad. No, it works. It's much simpler. I'm missing out on some features, but that simplicity and the convenience has been a trade-off. Like, it's not, and it's one that I've been happy to make in this instance. So you got to ask yourself, if you're actually debating this, thinking about it, would that simplicity be, that convenience be worth it? Is there anything that I would miss from my old password manager? Like I know so many people who love LastPass, for instance, and there's lots of different managers out there that have browser plugins for stuff other than Safari. Weirdly enough, some people are actually thinking about doing like a hybrid solution where they would use 1Password for some stuff, Apple's passwords for another. And I think to some extent, I've even done that myself. I think everybody is a little bit because you go to sign up at a website, it's like, I don't want to give them my password or my email or whatever. My email, certainly not my password. And so I'll have Apple create this one-time email. Like, how many of those do you have? And Apple stores that away somewhere. So that's part of my login credential stack, let's say. And then also I have all the stuff that I manually create or just go out of my way to save in 1Password anyways, living somewhere else. That's like another silo. So it's annoying to have this bifurcated solution where you're never sure sometimes where something lives. So I think everybody is actually complicating their life a little bit too much anyways. And that's partly because Apple's just made it so convenient to use things like passkeys, even if you're not, going out of your way to use their password app as a solution or to use these one-time disposable emails or whatever to prevent spam. One thing I've noticed though is, especially if you want to save some money, is that when Apple does come out with something like that Final Cut app that I was talking about, it improves over time. So long-term tends to be a good move to go all in on whatever Apple's solution is. It's weird because a while back, 1Password actually kind of shifted their focus from personal, password management to being more of a corporate, like enterprise solution. And at that moment, I was like, this probably ends what was a good run for me for 1Password because the focus is going to be totally different. I think that's been the case to some extent. So I was kind of looking for a reason anyways to move away from 1Password before Apple came out with all these cool features and, you know, the convenience aspect and whatever, and the free aspect. So if you think about it, your data is like gold, and, you know, trusting Apple with your passwords is probably not only just simpler, but more secure. I would think in the long run, I would feel good about that. Ultimately, is it something that you should go for or not? I can't make that decision for you, but I'll just tell you that's the direction that I'm heading.